I'll be sharing my screen.
Yes.
Right. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, I'm seeing back to school savings. I don't know, you're going back to school or what?
No.
Okay, you're good.
Let me go back. Yeah, so tonight I'll be a trainer, just to give some tips on creating momentum, that is team momentum, because you're in a business where you need to find a way to have the energy high, to have the morale, and basically to have the team excited, so that you can be able to achieve goals together. And my name is James Gituku, managing the business. Joined the business back around 2019. Yeah, and I'm a proud CEO of an organization that is called the Golden Dynasty, and it's an amazing team. And today I'm just going to give you some tips that have been working for me, things that I did, and things that we're doing as a team that is working for us. So without wasting no much time, just give me around 40 minutes of your time. I'll be able to give you some tips, and we learn together as we're looking forward to elevating Forever Kenya towards being the best we can be. Yes, so momentum, this topic, momentum. You know, what is momentum? Momentum in terms of, basically the team and everything, the word itself. So momentum is the energy and vibrance that comes along with people achieving exciting results in a team. You know, when people are happy, when people are achieving results, we have people creating their numbers, we have people doing 1cc, 2cc, 3cc, achieving the 4cc, active, going all the way to the dinner for the 5cc. That creates the vibrance, that creates the energy. And as a leader, you can tell if there's the morale in the team, you can tell the energy in the team, because that's what really contributes to this momentum. And you can tell the difference when you don't have momentum, winning or actually achieving results is the rate is very slow. Or let me say, probably when you don't have the energy in the team, you might have 1, 2, 3, 4 people achieving something, but the larger team is not excited because they think the people achieving the results are just, ile unataja watu ni wale, the 5cc for those people, these incentives for those people, the only people who sell the products, the only people who make 50,000, 60,000, it's a certain group, and that is not really going to help us to, to achieve our goals and to move forward. Something here. Perfect. So that is the difference. Momentum is what creates the difference between winning and losing in a team. And we get effective leaders understand how to create the momentum, and it's important, for the winning and for the success of the bigger team. So it's very essential that you have momentum and you keep that momentum going and you never release it, because that's how you actually win. Momentum is like an environment, or the environment for winning, a success. It's also the background of what you need to be able to achieve the success in your team. And it all starts with you. Let me say, momentum. As a leader, probably you're leading a team of, let me start from down there. As an assistant supervisor, you're leading a team of 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, probably a supervisor, you're leading 10 people, 15 people. It all starts with you. Before you start saying that my team is not working, my team is not excited, you have to ask yourself, are you excited? Because you can't, you can't build or you can't lead an army of producers if you're not one of them yourself. It has to start with you. How is your attitude basically? How is your attitude towards the business, towards the products? How is your attitude basically towards the day, towards the week and everything? Like right now you're on the 8th of September, or probably we just concluded a month where we had elections in Kenya and everything. How was your attitude? How are you viewing the month? Were you always complaining about, we have elections, clients are saying this and this, people are not ready to join the business? If you say that, then that is what now the pack or the lot that you're leading follows. So you determine how the team is going to behave and how they're going to, to be able to, the attitude that they're going to have into the business. And then what type of culture are you trying to develop? You need to have a culture that that you're trying to develop in your team. That is, may be in terms of, even the products that you move as a team, whatever you're posting, whatever you're talking about, they copy what you're doing. That's what you're duplicating. Even without saying, without telling them that you have to do this, they typically follow what you're trying to do. And then are the people around you growing? How is the energy? What are they? How is the energy of the people that you're actually keeping around? The 5, 10 people that are in your friend list, that is in terms of business or maybe even out there. How are they? Are they growing? Are they working towards becoming better in their field or in the business? They really contribute to your personal momentum, which now later on contributes to the team momentum. So it has to start with you. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate your team's excitement? You know, as a leader, you have to sit down and do some sort of a review of your team. Okay, how is the excitement? You need to know, like, you also need to identify leaders in your team. That might be probably even as an assistant supervisor, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 people who are building their teams. You know, for you to be able to create this momentum, you have to work together with them. You ask them, how is your team going? You know, how are people excited about this September? How are they set for their goals? Who is running? How is their energy? You can gauge the energy of the team. You can typically just tell, okay, are these people excited? Are they really working towards what they have already said that they're going to do in the month of September? Are they really excited to finish this month of, this year of 2022? You know, being excited, are they working towards it? And we have like an exciting event coming up soon. That is in January. We are going all the way to Zanzibar. So who is in your team that is excited about it? And what goals have they set to be able to work towards? And are they still on that? Like you have to check that on a daily basis. You have to check that on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. You have to chat them up. You have to sit down with them and ask them, okay, where are we? Okay, I see you wrote this goal, but your actions are not matching whatever you wrote down. So what's happening? If you can just have that one-to-one connection or one-to-one conversation with your team randomly, that is going to really help you to be able to scale your team's excitement and have strategies that are going to help you to be able to bring the momentum high. But it has to start with you. So you have to make sure that in every sector you check, your energy is checked, you determine where your team is going to go to. And signs that you are in a momentum, you know, it's a momentum, it's let me say it's a force. It's not something that you can really force. You can't force it, by the way. Something that has to come naturally, but you have to attract it, you have to create it. But you do that on a daily basis. You do that, it's one day at a time. You can't build it within just 1 week. It's the consistency, but there are signs that you can see. You know, sometimes the team catches up and they have their own momentum before you as a leader, you actually have it. You might be falling under that category sometimes. So if there are a lot of people coming in your team, new people are being brought up, a lot of recruiting is happening in your team, you are typically in that you're in the signs and symptoms of coming up with a good momentum in the next 1 to 3 months. And you see, we're ending this, we only have 3 months. For me, I don't really count December as a month for that huge business, because people go into that, the festivities and everything. So we have 3 months typically to go to the next year. So we have to make sure that the momentum is going to get high, because that's what we are going to be using to elevate ourselves in January, in February, in March next year. And how is the team? Are they excited? Are they attending trainings? Are they participating in team activities? If you set up for team activities, are they coming up? Are they attending trainings like these? When you go to the participants list, can you see your team there? If they're not there, then you typically know the momentum is low, because if they're not coming to the trainings, which we really insist and which really encourage people to attend, because that's how we grow. If they're not there, then that means momentum is not, somehow it's not there in your team. But if they're excited, they're attending these trainings. Like tomorrow we have a product training, they're coming up, we have BOMs, we have a product training online on Tuesdays. Are they coming to these trainings? And probably you have other trainings from your upline managers, from your leaders. Are they coming to those trainings? Are they participating? When you ask questions, when you come up with topics that you need to have suggestions, are they talking about it? You can tell. Because leading a team, it's typically, let me say, you're more of a coach, you're more of a teacher. You can imagine being in a class where you're talking to students, or you're trying to, to give them topics, you're trying to help them learn, but no one asks any questions, no one answers any question. They're just looking at you like, like you are, what do you call it? Like a statue. So you can just imagine that kind of a culture. You can just imagine that kind of energy that is there. So the momentum is too low and you're acting like, you're not going anywhere at the end of the day. And then are they getting the daily activities done, and are they getting regular results? Are you seeing people selling in your team? Are you seeing people, appreciating probably new people who have sold an aloe leaf, a tooth gel? Because I'm not talking of the big things, but as you might think of, like now you have someone going to supervisor, manager and everything. No, the momentum I'm talking about is when it's building up down there. Like you have 1, 2, 3, 4 people in your team. You can see this person has sold a tooth gel, probably hijafika minimum order, but they're working towards it. Another person sells an aloe vera gel. When you come to, probably you have a BM that is happening, you see there's a leader who is inviting like 3, 4, 5 people. They're excited about it. You can see they're doing planning meetings. You can see they're doing launches, they're doing exhibitions and all that kind of activities. And you can see the results coming up. They're selling, they're having people sign up into the business. That is the kind of activities and the results that I'm talking about. Then you can see the exponential growth in numbers and on your income. Because as an assistant supervisor, if you bring someone into the team, they probably do a minimum order 0.3, 0.5, you can see there's going to be something in your bank account. And if you're selling probably 1cc, 2cc, 3cc, then that means also growing. That is around 20, 30,000. That means there's that growth. As much as it's not, it's not a huge growth per se, but you can see that growth. You can see that step by step, that type of a growth. Because what you're trying to look for is how we're going to get at the top, but we have a whole staircase. So you can see there's that kind of a movement. You can typically see there's the momentum. And you're told that when you have momentum going, play the momentum. When you notice that you have these signs, now it's you to add the fire. It's a fire that is trying to light up, and you have to add now the more firewood so that you can have now this big, what we call a bonfire. That's how you're going to have this momentum coming up. And how do you actually now create momentum? If you feel your business is stuck, or you're trying now to come up with a new phase of your business, you're trying to scale up the ladder in the marketing plan and to see yourself grow in the business. First of all, you have to set goals and minimum targets. That's where it starts, because you can't have momentum and you don't know where you're going. You need to know where you're going. Not you alone, but you together with your team. That's why it's very essential that you teach your team how to set goals. And they actually set them and write them down. Because when you have goals written down, then we are specific. You have the clarity of what you're trying to look for. And let me say, we are more like the politicians. You have seen the game that they've been playing for the politics. You have to know your stronghold. You have to know your weak points. You have to know where, if you go utarushiwa mawe, lazima ujue ile place ukienda, if you campaign so well, unapata 100% of that place. Na unajua kuna ile yenye it's very hard for you to get probably 20%. But you can try and get 15%. So you also need to know the stronghold of your team. Probably you have someone who is very good in recruiting. You have another person who is very good in retailing. You have to make sure that what they are strong in, they are strong perfectly. And then what they are weak in, you have to make sure that now you're blending in with the other people who are good in that to be able to train the other team. And then set solid strategies, how to work your business online and offline. That is, you have to look for ways of how you generate leads, not just saying, I have a goal of doing 5cc. Perfect. How are you going to do this 5cc? Are you going to run an advert? Are you going to do exhibitions? Are you going to give out flyers and collect contacts that you're going to be doing follow-up with? Are you going to call your own marketing? That's your own market. That's for the new people. Are you going to what other? Yeah. Typically, now that's for the retailing bit. And then now when you go to the business prospects, are you going to probably run an advert for the prospects? Are you going to walk into universities? Are you going to talk to your mom? Are you going to talk to your colleagues, probably to collect leads and everything if you're working? Are you going to take a chance when you're having these AGMs, when you're having your meetings to pitch your business? What are you going to do to be able to hit the goal that you've already written down? Because now it needs the action for you to be able to scale up there. You need to come up with these strategies for each and every person. And that means you have to understand these people. Probably if you have people who are working, you have people who are students, you have others who are doing it full time, you need to understand where they are. Even when they're setting their goal and the strategies that you're going to come up with, they really need to make sense on their end. You can't generalize everything that we're all going to do offline. We're all going to talk to now. You have to decide that, okay, you can have that common thing that you can do as a team, but you have to understand people from each and every sector where they're coming from, so that you can be able to have strategies custom made to make sense on their end. If it's someone who is probably working 2 hours in a day, I can't see where we can be doing like activities walking to, like giving out flyers every day. We are working probably 4 p.m. unapata mwingine your time ako kazi, mwingine ako na other things they're doing. You really need to understand where they're coming from for you to come up with solutions that are going to work for each and every person. But you have to have this commonality that each and every person is working towards their goals that they already set. And then do a condensed activities. If it's recruiting, you need to make sure that at least for a start, that's if probably you're alone, you need to make sure that you are bringing up as many people as possible. Because if you bring like 10 people in a month, you can't, and probably want to get like 4 or 5 people who are very serious. And when you bring like 10, probably in a month, you're getting 1, 2 people who are serious. What if now, if you want to get 10 people who you can work with, and next month you're going to be in a better place? That means you have to bring in a huge number. And that is also going to help you to save out these people quickly, because you don't want to have someone for the whole month, you're wasting your time, and probably you could have gotten another 3 people extra who could probably from the 3, you could have gotten maybe 1 sign up and do the business with you, who are seriously putting in the work, who are ready to run with you. So you have to make sure that the numbers are very high. You play these, what you call the law of average that you're working towards. And you have to condense these activities as much as possible. Probably if you're talking about now even retailing, if I do 2 launches in a month, probably I'm able to do 2 CC, but I want 5 CC. So that means I can do 2 times 3, 2 times 2. I need to double, I need to triple what I'm doing for me to get these results quicker. And I'm trying to look at what you can do to save yourself for the next 3 months. If it's that scaling up in your business that you want to see that growth in your team, that kind of momentum and the energy that you want to see in the next the next 3 months, you need to compress these activities. What can you do in the next 6 months? Now leave the 6 months alone. Compress that work for 3 months. If you do it within 3 months, what you could have done in 6 months, then that means you have achieved whatever you could have achieved probably in the next by around March. You achieve it before you close this year. That means by next year you'll be talking about something different. You'll be talking about a huge team that is growing. You'll be talking about a huge momentum that is already growing, but you have to start. That's where it all starts. And then encourage each and every member of your team to have their accountability partner. It doesn't have to be you as their leader. It can be a cross line, someone who is totally, it's not in your team directly. Someone who is probably in the bigger team. It can be even themselves. Like you have one downline becoming an accountability partner to another one. That is going to bring up these kind of like I can't really fail to work on this because I have someone who is keeping me on toes. That is going to bring up that kind of, let me say, that kind of teamwork. Because, okay, I've already told Jen that I'm working towards this, so she's going to keep me accountable. Have you called these people? Have you done this? How many launches are you doing? So it actually reduces your work as the leader. You're going to be following up with the accountability partner. Okay, amefikia wapi? Where are we? Nimeona ni kama mesleki kidogo, they're not really working towards their goals. Can you have a talk with them and see what is happening? And also, another point to add on that is you can check your team. You can do a review, and it's very good that you know who to recommend. Probably if you know someone in your team, it's probably she's good, or he or she is good in probably offline marketing, but you can see they're not really in the energy. You know, a leader in the team, probably even a senior manager, a soaring manager up there, who is really working well and who is really good in that field. You can just typically talk to the leader and tell her that I have someone in my team that is very good. She has a very good network. but na feel ni kama amelalia network wake. They're not really working towards it. They're not tapping this potential. But you probably save 2-3 minutes of your time and give them a call, and then you share the number. That person is going to be, okay, the very first step of, oh, this leader is calling me. Wow. Hata mwambie by the way, nilikupea namba yake umuongeleshe or anything, no. Asi hata mwambie zozote. So they tell you, I've been seeing you, okay, I can see you have a very good network and everything. They just connect, and then they give them a word of encouragement and probably strategies they can be able to use. They can even meet up and have solid strategies and some kind of help, and that comes a long way. So it's going to, don't be the alpha and omega of everything in your team. You're the one who knows everything. You want to, okay, if you don't want to your team to interact with other people, that is going to cost you a lot, and it's costing you the momentum that you're talking about here. So you have to make sure that you open up that kind of relationship, that they can be able to interact and they can be able to reach other leaders. But now, because you're in a better place to make that happen quicker, take the first step and actually create that bond in your team and in the bigger team, and then conduct a weekly team sizzles to review their progress. It's something that you have to make sure that you're doing with your team, to make sure that you're reviewing the goals that you set for the week, for the month. How far are we? What are the challenges? Because that's where now people get stuck. When people get challenges, they need to get solutions quickly. And as a leader, you have to listen to them and see, okay, these are the challenges that we're having. You brainstorm together with them, and you're going to come up with these solutions quickly, not to waste the time. If you set the goals, and then the next time you're going to talk about the goals that you're doing and everything, and to review the strategies and everything, it's when you're closing the month or the other month, and that means it's not going to really create the momentum and the excitement that you really want. Because you get a challenge that someone is facing, probably if you could have tackled within the next 3 days, they could have achieved way more by the end of this month. Yeah, so you have to check on that. So ideas, you have to plan, and equals a winning team. And there's a point that I missed. I think imekuwa compressed kidogo, but I'm going to revisit that. And then you have to have weekly bootcamp sessions. That's where probably you're making calls together. If your team is really good in doing the offline, do that offline together, do those exhibitions together. If you're good in giving out flyers, just go and do it as a team. It's going to create that excitement. It's going to build that confidence, even to the new people who are coming up in your team. They really want to join the bigger lot, to be able to do the activities together. And then you have to conduct and participate in company trainings. Yeah, because I see, okay, probably you see your leader. Your leader is assigned to a training probably on a Friday, product training. Unaona ikifika akianza kuita watu 1 2 3 wanaanza kujitoa, wanaanza kusema that you are busy, you're giving excuses and everything. That is not really going to help you to have momentum. You need to make sure that you are coming up, you're taking up the challenges for the trainings, and you are participating, asking questions. You're coming up with, like ideas and everything. If we have a training, like tomorrow we have a training or a product training, if it's a testimony and you're sleeping on that testimony, we're being asked, okay, who has a testimony? The aloe vera gel. You have probably even 4, 10, even yourself, you have used the aloe vera gel, but you don't want to talk about it. You know what your team does? Okay, our leader doesn't talk in these trainings. Why should I talk in these trainings? Why should I get involved? Why should I take up these leadership trainings? Why should I go up there and train? So then you have a team of introverted people who are not ready, or people who are never ready to train or do anything. That means they're not even ready to even scale up into the business. So you have to make sure that yourself, you're coming up, you're basically putting yourself out there and volunteer for these trainings. If you hear we have a training that is happening, and probably the person who wants to train is not there, just go there and do it. That's how you get to grow, and that's how you get to build that confidence in your team that I can actually do it. And that is going to also help you in the long run to have stable business and independent people in your team who doesn't have to work when you're working, and who doesn't have to depend on you each and every other time. And the next thing is communicate daily in your WhatsApp groups. If you don't have a WhatsApp group, make sure that you come up with one, and make sure that you're communicating daily. You're sharing ideas, and you're welcoming ideas from each and every leader in your team. You're celebrating other people. You're wishing them happy birthdays. It's just having conversations, but you have to keep it in the line of business. Don't go to the line of sharing and forwarding some funny things and Don't go overboard. Make sure you're fixed into the business and you're sharing things that are working for you. Yeah, sometimes it's even sharing what is working for you. Like if you're broadcasting to your clients and you are really selling the weight management, and you have another lot in your team who are selling the vitality pack, other people who are selling the skincare and everything, come up with these ideas and share into the team. It's going to come and it's going to build that excitement and the energy that you really want in your business. And then have team building sessions for fun and bonding. It's not really that serious about business. Sometimes just have sessions that you just are going out there having fun, and it's going to help you to build that confidence, because you're leading you're leading people who are introverted. Some of the people are social, some of the people are good in sports and everything. So you have to make sure that you can come up with a way that you can meet outside the setup of business, where we are not really that casual. At least to have a casual day that you can just do anything, have fun, eat together and everything, just to create that excitement. That's how you build when people are sharing their stories, their testimonies, just having fun, mnakimbizana and all that. If it's playing football, you're doing that, and having games, everything that's going to really help, and to help your team to steam off from the daily activities. Probably you can choose a weekend or two in a month and just have these sessions, and it's really going to help to boost your business. And really help, it really comes in for the new people, because you get new people they don't know more of the people. Probably you have a team of 30, 40, 50 people, and most of the meetings you're doing online. So when you have that one day that you are meeting, and you get oh yeah, nimekuwa nikikuonanga kwa Zoom, I have been clapping for you, I've been seeing you on the WhatsApp groups and everything, but now we can be able to have a chat, we can be able to sit down, okay, have this challenge, you really inspire me and everything. That's all it requires. It doesn't have a formula. Sometimes you just need to have a day that you can interact with each other just to build that momentum. So it's never that serious. Yes, and the next thing is, how do you actually get to sustain this momentum? Now you have the momentum. You've already seen how you're going to build this momentum, how you're going to get this team excited, how you're going to get each and every person chasing their goals and everything. How do we actually now sustain it? For 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, even a year. If you have a momentum in a team for a whole year, the kind of results that we're going to have as a country, it's going to be so huge. If you can just sustain momentum for a whole year, we can say like tuseme kutoka hii month you're going to sustain this momentum mpaka a time like this next year. The kind of business that you'll be having will be like nearly like what we have in South Africa. And we have seen that in our neighboring countries, that is Tanzania, just here, the kind of momentum that they're having up. So the very first key thing you need to do is to stay in action. Here you have to make sure that your foot is on the pedal of the acceleration, no stopping. And the momentum, let me now give you the reality of it. It doesn't happen within 1 day, not 2 days, sometimes not even 1 month. Sometimes it can take 3 months. Let me give you a scenario, probably in a team that you're leading, and how you can tell the momentum and how people are excited and everything. And we have these, the very what do we call it? The very first incentive that we have as a team, common in the whole of Forever Kenya, it's the dinner incentive, the 5cc. Probably in your team, you're the only person who is doing these 5cc. See, you have to do it this month, you have to do it for 3 months, 6 months, until you have someone coming up. If one person joins you, inspires another person, you're going to have 3, 4, 5 people coming up. It doesn't have to happen within the next 1 month. One thing that we do, and it's common for most of us, you're going to check at the scoreboard, you're going to compare yourself, and you're like, hey, I've done this for the last 1 month, for the last 2 months. Not really working. I'm trying to go to supervisor, I'm trying to go to assistant manager, to go to manager. People who are already going, they are very good and they have a very good team and everything, but mine is not really coming up. So you give up, or you start comparing yourself, you stop working, you give up at the end of the day. So you're already out of the action. When you erase the action out of this, and that is consistent action, then now you lose the momentum that was coming up, because you prejudged, or you are too quick to scrutinize the results that you're already getting, because you have to give it time. Give it 3 months, give it 6 months. Don't focus on the scoreboard at all. as long as you are doing the results, be super, that's what I always say. Be super, super urgent with the activities, but super, even extra super. One thing is a guarantee they're going to come. But there's no guarantee at a certain point that it's 2 months, within 3 months. No, there's no certain guarantee that they're going to come within 30 days, within 40 days. But eventually they're going to come. So are you ready to persist? Are you ready to be patient? Patience is one thing that you really need to apply in this business. Then promote and make sure that you personally qualify for these dinner incentives. By just you qualifying for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 1 year, it really talks a lot. Like they can see the consistency, they can see what you've been doing. You know, sometimes you can talk a lot, you can say so many things, but by just the consistency of whatever you've been doing, but you just doing it, it just inspire someone. Okay, they give up after 1 month, 2 months. They come later after 6 months, you're still there, you're still there, you're still there. You're still there, you're stuck there. You've said that I'm not going to release this. They just get duplicated to that. They just take up that kind of persistence and that kind of consistency that you already have as a leader. So you have to make sure that you're promoting and you're always there as a leader. Your face is there. Then teach the right system. Just make sure that you teach the right things that they need to do. Don't tell them the wrong things that you know at the end of the day they're going to affect their business and they're not going to do. You have to make sure that whatever you're doing, you can duplicate it. If you can't duplicate it, forget about it. Doesn't matter what works. What really matters is what you can duplicate. If you can be able to do 10 cc, if you can be able to do 5 cc, and at the end of the day, you can't really talk to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people and show them this is how I've been doing it and everything, and that's how I've been able to achieve, and they achieve it themselves, then it's high time you just revisit that and come up with something that probably you can legitimately do 3, 4, 5, but you can actually see yourself having other people coming up with the same thing that you're doing and achieving the results. So what really matters for the momentum for your team as a leader, it's to come up with something that really works for you and that really works for each and every person that is in your team. Yes. And then don't compare yourself. I've said that. Instead, draw inspiration and seek support from the leaders who are doing it. If you see someone who has a very good team, they're excited, they are going for these activities, they're always fired up and everything. Don't compare yourself. Don't even try to outsmart them. Don't try to compete with them. Don't try all that. Just draw inspiration. Be inspired. How do you do to get your team fired up? What have you been doing? What are the strategies that you're doing? Ask them. Approach them. Usinyamaze tu, ngoje tu, unasemanga tu, hii team ni wale tu, they're always there, they're always doing that. Okay, it's that team. No, approach them. I believe if you have to grow, and I believe we have approachable leaders who are ready to help each other. If you just have that kind of environment where you decide that I'm not going to feel like I'm down there, I'm just going to draw this inspiration and I'm always going to be seeking help. They're ready to help you, but you have to seek for the help. You have to be humble enough to just accept that you're in a place that they're not. I mean, they're in a place that you're not there, but you can be able to seek their help, to be able to elevate yourself, and that's how you're going to grow together. So don't compare yourself and just make sure that you're staying in the action to build the momentum. And then the next thing is, the more you think, this quote, the more you think, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the less you do, the more you think. The more you think of how am I going to start, how am I going to get my team fired up, how am I going to go to this step, it all starts with less thinking. It's going to reduce the doubt. When the doubt is out of the place, you're going to do more. So just start doing it. There's no formula, there's no rocket science in this. It's just the activities. So one day you're winning, each and every day you're becoming good. Okay, now you start probably, now you have, you're stuck in a place where no one is excited, no one is doing the activities. You're down there, probably even yourself, you're not really achieving anything. You have to start with doing that extra 1 cc. Now your 4 cc are good. I can see for activating numbers in my team. Okay, you're going up. Now you even start believing in yourself. You go to the dinner table. That's good. Then you can see someone in your team who is going to 3 cc. They're finishing at 4 cc. Another person is finishing at 1 cc. Another person is probably pushing. They're having new signups. They're having Preferred customers coming up being 0.5, 0.6. It's 1 day at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months in the game, 6 months. And it's 1 year now. You're going to be way ahead if you can just keep on building that momentum day in, day out. It's going to take time, but it's going to be worth it. And just make sure that you're going to sustain that with the consistency. Even when you start getting the results, make sure that you still keep putting in the activities. Okay, you can lower the intensity, but you have to make sure that you keep doing the activities on a daily basis. Have a DMO, have a daily method of operation that you're working towards, and encourage each and every person in your team to have it. And just make sure that every day you're putting in the action. Every day you're working towards getting better. And to finish off, I have an amazing video from this guy, who is really important in our business. And if you've never interacted with his content, just go and subscribe to his Network Marketing Pro. That's Eric Worre. And you have to make sure that you read his book, GoPro. GoPro really gives you everything that you need in this business, even creating the momentum itself, how you start, how you get to build that team that is excited and people achieving results and everything. You have to make sure that you're getting these skills. It's a skills kind of a thing, and you can't get it within 1 day. You have to make sure that you're consistent in tapping into these skills and learning. And as you're learning, you make sure that you're implementing. So if you learn about something today, just make sure, don't just learn, and then the next thing, try it again and again and again and again, and duplicate it. Try it as a group, recruit as a group, retail as a group, and that's how you're going to create this momentum. So just don't do it alone, do it together with your team and everything that you're doing. And it's just a 4 minutes video. Let's listen in.
We can't get the audio. James?
You can't hear the audio?
Yeah, you need to enable the audio from your side on Zoom.
Okay. I hope it should now be clear. Let me see.
Marketing. When things start to...
Perfect.
I was talking with a group of leaders earlier this week, and we were talking about focus and consistency, because there's, this magical thing called momentum in network marketing. When things start to roll, things start to move, things start to grow exponentially, with or without your push. And if you can kind of use a car as a metaphor, if you put your foot on the gas, you're going, you're accelerating, right? If you put your foot on the brake, you're going to stop cold. And all of us have put our foot on the gas as we move through our business. But here's what happens when you lose focus, when you lose consistency, when you lose total, kind of narrow-viewed eye on your goals. You don't put the foot on the brake, so you're not really worried. But the problem is you take your foot off the gas, right? You didn't even realize it, but you took your foot off the gas. And there's a lot of you watching right now that you've taken your foot off the gas. You lost your focus. You took your foot off the gas. You got onto Facebook and you sat there for hours and 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 hours. And without even realizing it, just by doing that, you took your foot off the gas. You got involved in drama, some sort of drama within your organization. There's big drama and it's kind of interesting and all this different intrigue, and this person's talking about this person and this person's upset and this person's leaving the company and this person's joining the company and all this drama. And you got distracted by the drama and you took your foot off the gas. Maybe you got involved in politics within your organization. You're rallying for one thing or another. You took your foot off the gas. There's some distraction that showed up. Maybe you went on vacation for one long weekend and it turned into 2 months of taking your foot off the gas. And here's the thing that happens when you take your foot off the gas. You're still moving. You're still moving. You're still going down the road, but you're slowing down, right? So you didn't even realize that you've taken your foot off of the accelerator. Didn't even realize that you've been coasting. Some of you have coasted for so long because you had a little bit of success. You've been coasting for so long, you're going, why is my group slowing down? It's slowing down. My organizational volume is not going. People are dropping out a little bit, a little bit here. My check's doing this. You know why? You took your foot off the gas. We can trick ourselves. Network marketing allows us to become lazy sometimes because you'll still get paid month after month for work that you've done. You might not accelerate, but you'll still get paid. So you kind of can trick yourself into like, oh my gosh, just look down at your foot. Is your foot on the gas pedal or not? Oh my gosh, it's not on the gas pedal. I was talking with a group of leaders earlier this week, and we were talking about focus and consistency because there's this magical thing called momentum in network marketing.
Sorry guys, allow me to.
You've taken your foot off of the accelerator. My organizational volume is not going. People are dropping out a little bit, here. My check's doing this. You know why? You took your foot off the gas. We can trick ourselves. Network marketing allows us to become lazy sometimes because you'll still get paid month after month for work that you've done. You might not accelerate, but you'll still get paid. So you kind of can trick yourself into like, oh my gosh, just look down at your foot. Is your foot on the gas pedal or not? Oh my gosh, it's not on the gas pedal. That's the antidote for almost all of you, is put your foot back on the gas pedal and you know what? Jam it to the floor. And hold on for the ride and teach other people to do the same thing. Have them go with you. That's how you create momentum. That's how you sustain momentum. Now, you might not have to have it all the way to the floor, but you certainly got to have it down to be able to at least be going down the road at a reasonable speed. See what I'm saying? You're either growing or you're dying. You're either accelerating or you're decelerating. There's no staying the same. So my encouragement to you is to accelerate. My encouragement to you is to watch out for the things that cause you, without even realizing it, to take your foot off the gas. My encouragement for you is to not only do that, but teach your organization to do the same thing. Okay? You've got a great vehicle. You got a lot of gas in the tank. You just got to stay focused and you've got to stay consistent. That's how you create momentum. That's our show for today. Ladies and gentlemen, my wish for you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional. You decide to go pro, because it is a stone cold fact that we have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, and that's it. Basically, we have an amazing vehicle here. We have Forever Living products, amazing products. Everything is amazing about Forever Living. But now it's you to really make sure that your foot is always on that accelerator. You're always going up, you're always moving together with your team. And that's how you're going to have the momentum. That's how you're going to grow as Team Kenya. That's how you're going to have so many people celebrating in Zanzibar, because it's an East African rally. We're going to be there rallying, and we need to see faces of Kenya out there. We need to have that kind of confidence. We need to see ourselves up there. We need to celebrate and everything. But that is going to come up if you can, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, if you can lead our teams and make sure that we have this excitement, and we're always having new numbers. We're always having people activating their numbers. We're always having people, going for these incentives. And you as a leader, you have to make sure that you're working towards that. That's how you're going to, if your momentum is good, then the momentum of the whole team is going to be fired up. You need to really work on that, and let's make sure that we work on it before we end this month, before we even start talking about 2023, because the momentum that we really need in 2023, achieving all the success and everything, starts right now, and it starts with you. Doesn't matter whether you are a preferred customer in the business. It's not about your upline now. It's about you. It's not about your manager. It's not about your supervisor. It's about you personally, because we are here, all of us, to build something for ourselves. You're not here to build something for your upline. You're here to build something for yourself. So it starts with you. Just make sure that your momentum is good, and each and every person that follows you, at least they can be in a better place to start up and be able to build their business and succeed. That's it, and I wish you a good night. Back to Emmanuel.
Well, as they say in Nairobi, well, that was a hit. Thank you, James. That was something really. That video from our inspiration, a great leader, I think put the icing on the cake. Food for thought for all of us. I've also taken up my challenge. I've taken up my footnote for the day. And some of the things I've picked is just taking the foot off the gas and not let anything stop me from doing what I do. So I don't know what or which part really caught your attention out of that 1 hour that we've been here. But I think let's give it up for James for that good, amazing presentation and really deep insights into the business. I was just asking myself the difference between motivation and momentum. Which one comes first, or which one, or do they work in, together in sync? Because yes, all those nuggets, all of points James has mentioned are equally important. But what if you're not highly motivated to do that? What happens? So I leave you to answer that question because we have different motivations, different reactions to that. But just to kindly stop the meeting for now, we'll of course be engaging more as we do. I'd like to thank you for participating. And just looking at the comments, I think it was worth it. So really appreciate your presence in the meeting today. So for the managers, tomorrow we have a date at 8 p.m. See you there. For the rest of us, I wish you all the very best. Keep on doing and keep on chasing your dreams. See you at the top. Have a lovely evening and good night. Thank you.